Hey, what's going on, everybody? Hoovy186 back again with another video, and this is episode 4, controversial review scores, and obviously I'm going to be talking about Resident Evil 6. Now, before I start talking about the game, I want to put this out there, just to put it out there. I have played the original. I'm not a huge fan of the original series. Even though I appreciate the games a lot. My favorite Resident Evil game in the series is Resident Evil 4. That's my favorite game in the series. I never played. I played a little bit of 5, but I played a little bit of 5. Now 6 came out with a lot of hype. It was showcased at the Xbox press conference at E3, and a lot of people had mixed feelings about the game from the start because the game the series has seemed to go progressively more towards the action, more towards the action side of things outside of what it was before, which is survival horror. Now, the game's been out for like a week, I think a week or two, and the game is getting very, very, very bad scores across the board. It has some good scores. I see. I have the Metacritic stuff on my phone right now. I'm looking through it. Like, let me see. Hold on 1 second. Okay, alright, I'm at the top. I see a couple of game trailers gave it an 88. Game Informer gave it an 88. They got a couple other sites here that are less known. IGN gave it a 79. Machinima gave it a 75. So these scores aren't terrible. Definitely for a Resident Evil game. I mean, it's kind of. I don't think it's good by those standards. I don't know how much the Metacritic score is for the previous ones, but you look at the overall Metacritic score of the game is 66. So I don't think for a Resident Evil game, I don't think that's good. And then you look at the worst scores, and you look at Destructoid actually gave it a 30 of all the big name reviews. Destructoid gave it a 30. Giant Bomb gave it a 40. G4 TV gave it a 50. Joystick gave it a 50. Eurogamer gave it a 60, which is not that surprising. They gave everything bad scores. Edge Magazine gave it a 60. But the review that I wanted to concentrate on for this video is the one done by Gamespot by reviewer Kevin VanOrd. I read the written review, and I seen the video review of the game. Now, he never gave, I guess, GameSpot, my bad. I guess for the video review, I don't know when they started doing this, but for the video reviews, they don't give a game a score. You have to go to the website to see the actual score, which is smart, which is actually kind of smart. It gives people to go to the website, and that's actually pretty smart. Listening to his complaints, he said that I've heard people complain about the quick time events that they've added. What else? Damn, I just had the review. Okay, they complain about the quick time events. They complained about the overall gameplay mechanics. The cover system and stuff like that. And gave the game is officially on GameSpot. Gave it a 45. Now, he said good things about the game. He said that the presentation's outstanding, the voice acting's very good. And there he said there are some very memorable moments in the game. And looking at the gameplay footage of the game, the monsters in this game look amazing. You know what I mean? Like, all the big boss battles, they seem very much at the core of the later Resident Evil game, at least from my perspective. But he said that the downfalls of the game override the good things about the game, and talked about how the multiple campaigns that they have don't seem to mesh well together because of all the elements, and stuff like that, which is which, I mean, is understandable. Look, I'm not a big Resident Evil fan, but I can understand where the fans are frustrated because this is a trend that's been going on in this generation, and it's a very noticeable trend where and especially with Japanese developers, and I'll probably do a video down the line about this, but it seems like every time you have one game that succeeds, it's like everyone's trying to capitalize on its success. Like with Call of Duty, and you've heard from the Capcom people how they want to go after the action crowd and go after the Call of Duty crowd. And you have to understand, for people who like Resident Evil 6, when they hear Capcom say that the survival horror genre isn't profitable, it irritates the shit out of them, because if there was any company especially back in the day, that was able to not only create a genre but to perfect the genre, it was Capcom. And to hear the same company, even granted, not with the same people, I'm sure, but to hear that same company say that, oh, we're gonna take it and we're gonna try to mimic the success basically of Call of Duty, irritates a lot of people. And obviously, is one reason why the game is why the Call of Duty franchise is so hated. It's not Activision's fault. You know what I mean? They just made a game, and a lot of people resent it because all their favorite games seem to be losing its identity. And I've seen gameplay footage of the game. The game to me seems more like Gears of War than Resident Evil. Granted, it's been going in that direction since 4, but at least with 4, it seemed to me, at least for me, Resident Evil 4 seemed to have a great balance of action and survival horror. I know a lot of true Resident Evil fans wouldn't agree with me on that, but that's just my opinion. I mean, it's the only Resident Evil game that I've ever bought, and because I played the game. My friend bought the game on the GameCube. We played it, and the game was amazing. So I decided I was going to initially buy it for the GameCube. Then they announced the PS2 version, so I decided to get the PS2 version. We still argue about that to this day, but regardless, I think a lot of people. I think the game itself and I'm lost track. Okay, let me rewind this. Okay. Capcom's response to this, I didn't like either. Now, I did put a post on this. I did make a comment on Hellhound's video, original video about Resident Evil 6, and he was talking about how the people at Capcom said that Resident Evil 6 can't please everybody. Now, in theory, he's right. Not one game's not going to satisfy everybody. The problem is that you guys made the campaign. You guys made the multiple campaigns for a reason. To not only try to get the action adventure crowd, and you also wanted to please the traditional Resident Evil crowd. And I'd probably say for the most part, I think they failed. And now they're going into damage control, and it's sad. But overall, I'm not really interested in Resident Evil 6, but I wanted to hear what you guys think about the review scores. It's been pretty bad, as you guys can see, and this review by Kevin VanOrd gave it a 4.5, basically a 45. It says something. What do you guys think about the review scores? Is there any another chief, before I go, another chief criticism that I've heard, obviously, is that the game doesn't feel like a Resident Evil game anymore. Like, what do you guys think about that? Like, do you guys think that the series is dead now? Because to me, if the game sells several million copies, they're going to continue down this path. There's no denying that they're going to continue down this path if the game still sells. So yeah, what do you guys think about the whole Resident Evil thing? Let me know on the bottom. This is Who We 186. I'm out.